We begin with the developing news on the New South Wales bushfire situation. 2 New South Wales Rural Fire Service firefighters have died after their truck rolled while battling blazes near Buxton, southwest of Sydney. The driver and front passenger died at the scene. 3 other passengers were injured and treated by paramedics. Right now, 1 emergency warning remains in place for the Green Wattle Creek fire that's burning in that same area southwest of Sydney. Let's take a look at how the emergency unfolded. Here's Danica DiGiorgio.
An ominous sight as a red inferno engulfs the town of Bargo. Flared by strong winds, the fire takes hold. Residents forced to make a choice, stay and defend or leave.
We've pots and pans and we're just putting some water and protecting the homes.
Everything, memories, the whole lot. You can't replace it, but at the end of the day, our lives are more important.
At least 20 homes confirmed lost in the area.
The first 20 homes we got advice from are confirmed reports. The second 20 are still unconfirmed. It could be slightly less or slightly more. We won't know that until a bit later on.
It was a day of chaos across the state. Crews stretched as more and more fires broke out under difficult conditions.
You got sufficient resources? We're doing the best we can.
In the afternoon, a strong southerly change pushed the blaze towards Tarmore, its coal mine in the path of the out-of-control Green Wattle Creek blaze. The Hume Highway brought to a standstill. Firefighters were injured at Bargo, 3 of them suffering serious burns. In Balmoral, this truck was engulfed with a crew inside.
Just really hot, everybody takes precautions, get back to the truck, put spray bars on, put yourself in a safe spot and, just wait till it goes over.
We hate this to happen, but in a way that's what we train for. But when it happens, you only hope that everything works.
In the Blue Mountains, 20-metre high flames sparked an emergency.
It's burning on multiple fronts, and that's one of the key challenges for us, is getting crews to get around it, using the aircraft as best we can. The challenge that we're faced with is how large the Blue Mountains are, how big the Gospers fire is.
Farmers joined forces with firefighters to desperately fight the Gospers Mountain mega fire. The New South Wales Premier has declared a state of emergency, giving the Rural Fire Service extraordinary powers.
For the next 7 days. As you are aware, this is the second state of emergency we've declared since the fires commenced in July.
2,500 fire crews supported by 100 aircraft are attacking the fires before conditions are tipped to worsen on Saturday.
Please reassess everybody's travel arrangements, your travel movements. If you're driving on the roads anywhere in the vicinity of some of these fires, please check the apps, please check the information you're receiving. Do not risk it.
Danica DiGiorgio, Sky News.
And just repeating our breaking news that 2 firefighters have lost their lives while battling fires overnight. We are joined now by Charlotte Mortlock. She joins us from that fire ground. Charlotte, you're at Buxton. Can you describe what it's like there this morning?
Yeah, Pete, this is where the 2 Rural Fire Service volunteers lost their lives last night along this road. It is called Wilson's Drive in Buxton on the outskirts of southwest Sydney. And they were driving along this road around 11:30 last night when they collided with a tree. Sadly, that forced the truck to roll over. Now, the driver and the front seat passenger were killed. The 3 passengers in the back were taken to hospital to be treated. We also know that yesterday a further 3 Rural Fire Service volunteers had to be taken to hospital, and that is with severe burns that they suffered. 2 of those in a serious condition now in an induced coma. It has been a terrifying 24 hours for firefighters, particularly at this Green Wattle Creek bushfire towards the Warragamba Dam in southwest Sydney. You can see behind me some of the devastation that has been caused by this blaze. Obviously still a lot of smoke and a smouldering fire there in the background. You might be able to see in the background there that one of the homes there has been saved, which is an unbelievable feat really for firefighters considering how strong this blaze has been. It's now burnt through some 170,000 hectares since it started around a month ago due to a lightning strike. Yesterday it was really a southerly buster that came through after lunchtime that caused this fire to quickly gain pace and attack a lot of the local towns around here. It has taken out around 40 homes across Buxton, also Bargo and Balmoral, and we know that 2 lives have been lost. Tomorrow we are going to see, unfortunately, conditions deteriorating yet again.
We're likely to see severe, possibly extreme fire danger for many parts of the state. As I said, high temperatures and strong winds will fuel these fires that are already burning. The statewide total fire ban continues through until midnight tomorrow night, so we don't want to see any new fire in the landscape.
Across the Greater Sydney area, the fire danger level today is only at high, but it is still going to be a long day. This bushfire is still at an emergency level.
It is just so tragic, that news, isn't it, Charlotte? Right before Christmas as well, so spare a thought for those firefighters' families this morning. Charlotte, thank you. And coming up in about 10 minutes from now, we will be live to the New South Wales RFS headquarters for an update. Meanwhile, increasing fire conditions in Queensland mean it cannot risk sending a strike team of firefighters to help with the New South Wales bushfire crisis. Anna Rawlings is live for us at Queensland Fire and Emergency Headquarters in Brisbane. Anna, there are 60 fires burning across the state.
Queensland firefighters certainly have their hands full, and they're looking at the forecast for this afternoon and going into the weekend, and they say that while they'd like to send extra firefighters down south to help, they just don't have the capacity. In fact, Queensland might need its own reinforcements as conditions deteriorate. Now, there are a couple of fires of most concern. One's burning in the Bundaberg region at Mount Maria. There's been a number of people who've suffered minor injuries during that blaze. At least one property has been confirmed lost, while further south on the Sunshine Coast, firefighters are still working to build containment lines around that fire at Peregian Beach. It forced the evacuation of people for the third time in just 4 months. And firefighters say how quickly that fire started and spread is testament to just how unpredictable these dry, windy conditions that we see happening in Queensland are. We're seeing very hot conditions, a wind that picks up normally around lunchtime, and firefighters say this afternoon and the weekend are of most concern. Now, at the moment, the Darling Downs region, which is west near Toowoomba, that's the one that has a severe fire danger rating for the moment. Across the rest of the state so far today, it's sitting at high to very high.
OK, Anna Rawlings, thank you. We'll talk to you soon.